Human resources is like investment. You hire the best of the best of the best in attitude, in performance, in authenticity, in human being, in the values that they have as a human being, and you invest time and energy to train them to learn the skills that you want them to learn. Hey, this is Iman, Aghay, serial entrepreneur, best-selling author, and international public speaker. And today I was asked actually, how do I find people for my team that work so well together? Now, some of you may not know this, but at the time that I'm recording this video, I have a team of 41 people in one of my companies. I have a team of 5 people in another one of my companies. And although I've started a brand new business about 40 days ago, not even 40 days ago, 27 days ago, from scratch, like that's, I'm bootstrapping that business. We actually have 12 and 5, 17 team members in that business. And that business like is brand new, is bootstrapping it. Most people in that business are actually volunteers. And there are like, some of them get paid on shares and stuff like that, like kind of revenue share and stuff like that. So a lot of people ask me, is like, how do you build teams? And you know, if you have ever worked with any of my team members, you know that they are superstars. They are amazing human beings. They have the like kind of the best of the best at the heart for their clients and stuff like that. So there's always a question for anybody who hangs out with me or has seen me in a seminar, event, conference, cruise, or anywhere that I'm with my team members. Everybody comes to me and says, Iman, how the hell do you find all of these amazing team members? Like, how can you do that? And I tell you what, I hear this a lot, that people say hire slow, fire fast, right? And I hate that. I think that's the weirdest, most stupid thing a person can do, you know? And I tell you why. When a few years back, I was doing something in my own business and I made a really stupid mistake, And I was at the point that I said, if I was my own employee, I would fire myself. If I could fire myself, I would fire myself. But I couldn't, I was stuck with me, right? Here's what happened. I never made that mistake again. I never made that mistake ever again. And when I didn't make that mistake, I looked back and I realized, holy crap, what a big mistake we make as entrepreneurs, that we fire employees over a simple mistake. These mistakes, every single one of them, are great learning experiences. And yet, the moment that an employee makes a mistake, we just fire them. So we invest so much time and energy and effort in hiring them. We invest so much time and energy in training them. And over a mistake, we fire them, which that mistake just cost us a lot of money, and yet we fire them. So we actually let go of that experience. So a few years later, I was actually, we had one of our biggest promotions, and my joint venture manager at the time made a mistake that cost us $100,000 in 1 hour. $100,000 in 1 hour. When the promotion ended, we just barely made any money in that promotion, right? We were expecting to make a lot of money and we made like nothing. My joint venture manager came in and he said, Iman, I would like to submit my resignation. And I said, why do you want to submit your resignation? He's like, because of the mistake I made, it just cost you $100,000. And I said, that's exactly the point. You just cost me $100,000. I just spent $100,000 on training you. Do you ever gonna make that mistake again? And I said, no, not at all. And I said, so I'm not gonna fire you. Why would I fire you? I just spent $100,000 training you to not make that mistake again. He never, ever made that mistake again, okay? Here's the thing. Human resources is like investment. You hire the best of the best of the best in attitude, in performance, in authenticity, in human being, in the values that they have as a human being, and you invest time and energy to train them to learn the skills that you want them to learn. Now, sometimes you bring students, you bring team members on board that already have amazing skills, but sometimes you bring the team members that may not have the skills, but they have the attitude that you want to have on the team. I never hire for hard skills. I always hire for soft skills. Always hire for soft skills. We hire soft skills and we train the hard skills, okay? Now, that's the second point. When we hire a team member, we spend significant amount of time training them. So here is usually what people do. The team brings on a new team member and they say, here's your task, go do them. They disappear. And then next month they come back, they're like, oh, you're not doing it the way that we wanted to do. Notice one. A couple of days later, they come back, oh, notice two. A couple of days, they fire them. It's like, how do you expect the person to know even what you want to do if you're not investing the time and energy to actually train them? Here is what we do. If we are hiring a new team member, we spend the first week 20 hours training them. 20 hours training the team member that we just brought. Then the second week, we spend 20 hours to train them. The third week, we spend 15 hours to train them. Fourth week, we spend 10 hours, and then 5 hours a week for the next month. And then after that, we have a weekly meeting to review their work and to be able to give them the next task. Do they feel we are micromanaging them? No, not at all, because we don't micromanage them, we are training them. They are good, they are doing it on their own, we're like a step back, we let them do their work. We always go back to the team, we say, okay, we want your creativity. One of the questions I ask my team on a regular basis, what percentage of your genius are we using in the company? And if it's anything less than 70%, less than 80%, we start getting to work. We're like, okay, give us a proposal on how we can use more than 70 or 80% of your genius in the company. That's something that I've never seen any company does. Because they don't care about the genius, they care about like, okay, we have these tasks and here's the task we want you to do. Instead of looking at their team as a huge source of creativity that can bring a ton of stuff to their company. So that's some of the things that we do. Now we have a really detailed interview process on how we interview and how we bring people on board. I'm going to do that in another video, but I want to keep this video short. So that's just like several piece, like kind of wanted to share with you just a foundation. You can watch our other video about how to hire people and when to hire them, and just kind of like what's the process that we go through hiring them. So make sure to watch that next video. If you're not a subscriber and you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening to this as a podcast, make sure to subscribe as a podcast. If you are watching this on our imanaghay.com, make sure that you subscribe to our RSS feed and make sure that you get access to the book and all the follow-up series that we have in this training. Looking forward to speaking with you in the next episode.